Imagine this. You're over 60, still mentally sharp and full of life, but in the most intimate moments, when you want to feel strong, connected, and confident, your body doesn't respond the way it used to. You blame age, stress, or maybe bad luck. But what if the real problem is sitting right on your plate? Every day, millions of men unknowingly consume foods that quietly sabotage their sexual vitality. These aren't exotic poisons or strange additives. I'm talking about everyday choices, the things you pick up at the grocery store without a second thought. They erode your blood flow, tamper with your hormones, and over time can weaken the very system that once made you feel powerful and alive. You wouldn't put sugar in your gas tank, so why feed your body things that grind your engine to a halt? The male reproductive system is delicate, especially after 60, and certain foods can choke off circulation, dull nerve response, and even damage testosterone production. If you've been feeling off, tired, or not quite like yourself in the bedroom, the culprit might be hiding in plain sight. In this guide, I'll walk you through the worst offenders, foods that drain your strength, dull your desire, and shorten the years you can live vibrantly. This isn't about guilt, it's about knowledge. Because once you understand what's hurting you, you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Energy, intimacy, and confidence that lasts well into your later years. Before we dive into the products that are quietly undermining the most important functions of the male body, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. William, a retired urologist with over 25 years of experience helping older men address the most personal and often misunderstood aspects of aging. I built my career in Asheville, North Carolina, working with thousands of men who came to me with one simple question: what's happening to my body, and how can I feel like myself again? And here's what I've learned. Not all problems in the bedroom are related to hormones or age. Often, it's something much more subtle. Something you're eating. Yes, the very foods on your plate can be silently blocking your blood flow, dulling your nerves, and robbing your body of the strength and sensitivity you once took for granted. In a few minutes, I'll reveal the secret of what I call the mega tool, a simple, natural approach that will help restore blood flow, awaken nerve sensitivity, and give you back control over your sexual energy. You don't need prescriptions or gimmicks, just the right knowledge applied at the right time. And I promise you can start doing that today. But before we get to that, I want to make sure you don't miss a single message that could protect your health. So if you care about staying independent, energetic, and sexually active well into your golden years, click this subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. I post videos filled with honest, science-based strategies designed specifically for men like you, because you deserve more than silence and guesswork when it comes to your body. Let's get to know each other a little better. Leave a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing this community grow and come together from all over the world. Whether you live in a big city or a quiet town, your story matters. So stay with me. What I'm about to reveal could dramatically change how long you remain healthy, independent, and confident in your male power. Let's get started. Now, before we talk about the specific foods that damage your sexual performance, I need to say something important, maybe the most important message in this entire video. Too many men are out there searching for pills, powders, or miracle products to fix their penis performance. But here's the truth. If you don't understand why your body is struggling in the first place, no remedy will ever last. Think about it. If your car kept stalling every time you turn the key, would you keep pouring in fuel additives? Or would you finally lift the hood and look at what's really wrong? The male body, especially after 60, isn't breaking down without cause. It's sending you signals. The key to lasting sexual health isn't adding more. It's removing what's been silently harming you all along. Today, we're going to help you do just that. Let me walk you through a common story I saw often in my practice. A 68-year-old man named Richard came to me, worried about losing strength in the bedroom. He'd already tried those little blue pills, herbal teas, and testosterone shots, but none of it lasted. I asked him to write down everything he ate in a week. When we reviewed the list, it was clear: high-sodium processed meats, sugary snacks, and alcohol nearly every evening. That wasn't just bad luck. That was a silent attack on his circulation, his testosterone, and his nerve function. The penis isn't a mystery. It's a vascular organ, meaning it depends entirely on healthy blood flow. And if your arteries are clogged, inflamed, or weakened by poor nutrition, that performance suffers. It's that simple. Here's what often goes wrong. Blood flow slows down. Without strong circulation, it's harder to get and keep an erection. Testosterone dips. Certain foods throw your hormones out of balance. Nerve sensitivity dulls. Poor nutrition affects the nervous system, which means weaker sensations and slower arousal. Now you may be thinking, but I've always eaten this way. And that's the point. These foods don't knock you down in a day. They wear you out over time. And by the time you notice, you think it's just aging. But aging doesn't mean giving up your potency. It means learning to work with your body, not against it. In just a moment, I'll name the most common foods that quietly kill male performance. Foods you might be eating every day without realizing the damage they're doing. But first, I want you to sit with this thought. Stop chasing magic fixes. Start removing the hidden poisons. Because once you understand what's harming your performance, healing becomes simple. Ready to find out what foods to watch out for? Let's begin with the first on the list, and you won't believe how common it is. Let's start with one of the most surprising and misunderstood foods that can quietly chip away at your sexual performance. Soy. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't soy healthy? Don't they eat it in places where people live to 100? And yes, in moderation and in the context of a balanced diet, soy can be part of a healthy life. But for men, especially men over 50, too much soy can send the wrong signals to your body. Here's why. Soy is rich in compounds called phytoestrogens, plant-based chemicals that mimic estrogen, the primary female hormone. When consumed in small amounts, these might not cause much trouble. But in larger or frequent amounts, they can throw off the delicate balance of your male hormones. I've seen this happen more than once. One patient, George, 64, started replacing dairy with soy milk, adding tofu to his meals, and using soy protein bars post-workout. Over time, he noticed his energy drop, belly fat increase, and intimacy become more frustrating. His testosterone levels had plummeted, and soy was a major contributor. Too much soy can lower testosterone, increase estrogen-like effects, and interfere with your body's natural ability to maintain strong, responsive erections. It doesn't happen overnight, but with daily exposure, the hormonal shift is real. And remember, testosterone isn't just about sex. It influences muscle strength, energy levels, mental clarity, mood stability. So where does soy hide? You'll find it in soy milk, often marketed as a healthy dairy alternative. Tofu, a meat substitute in many plant-based diets. Soy protein bars and powders, popular in the fitness world but risky for aging men. Processed foods. Soy is a cheap filler in countless packaged snacks and frozen meals. If you're eating these often, especially multiple times a week, it could be affecting your hormone balance more than you realize. My advice? Moderation is key. A little soy won't hurt you. But if it's showing up in your breakfast smoothie, lunch, and snacks, you may be overloading your system with estrogenic compounds at the exact time your body is struggling to keep testosterone high. Coming up next, a food that doesn't just mess with your hormones. It clogs your arteries and strangles your circulation. Stay with me. Why share next could be the wake-up call your body's been waiting for. Next on our list is a sneaky saboteur, one that most men would never suspect. It's cool, refreshing, and seems completely harmless. But if you're not careful, it can quietly weaken one of your most important hormones. I'm talking about mint. Yes, you heard me right. That peppermint tea you sip before bed. That breath-freshening gum you chew after meals. That cool menthol in your favorite syrup or lozenge. It may all seem innocent, but it could be doing real damage where it counts. Here's what most men don't know. Mint, especially peppermint, contains a compound called menthol. And menthol, when consumed regularly in large doses, has been shown to lower testosterone levels. Now, I'm not saying 1 cup of mint tea will knock your testosterone off a cliff. But if you're a regular user, drinking mint teas daily, chewing peppermint gum all day, using menthol-heavy products, you could be gradually turning down your body's ability to produce testosterone. And testosterone isn't just about libido. It's your drive, your strength, your spark. When it drops, you might notice sluggish mornings, a fading sex drive, difficulty building or maintaining muscle, a feeling of disconnection from yourself. Let me tell you about Alan, 66, a retired contractor who came in feeling off. He wasn't sleeping well. He'd lost interest in sex. His mood was flat. He wasn't on any medication, just loved his herbal teas, especially peppermint at night. Every night, for years, when we ran his labs, his testosterone was bottoming out. We adjusted his diet, including removing that nightly mint tea, and within weeks, things began to shift. His energy improved. His mood lifted. His confidence came back. That's how powerful even the smallest daily habits can be. So here's where mint often hides. Mint tea, especially herbal blends with high menthol content. Chewing gum and mints, loaded with peppermint oil. Cough syrups and lozenges. Menthol is the active cooling agent. Now, I'm not telling you to avoid mint forever, but if you're using it every day, especially in the evening when your body is trying to rebuild and balance hormones, it may be time to switch things up. Try chamomile or ginger tea instead. Opt for cinnamon gum over peppermint. Be mindful, not fearful, and give your body a better chance to thrive. Next, we'll expose a food that's almost guaranteed to be in your kitchen, and it's one of the most aggressive destroyers of sexual blood flow ever studied. You won't want to miss this one. Now let's talk about something that's sweet on the tongue, but savage on your testosterone. I'm talking about sugar. Not just any sugar, the kind loaded into candy bars, baked goods, sodas, and that innocent-looking slice of cake you reward yourself with every now and then. High-sugar foods are one of the most destructive forces behind declining male performance. And here's why. When you consume too much sugar, especially regularly, your blood glucose spikes. To manage that sugar, your body pumps out insulin. But over time, your cells stop responding the way they should. This is called insulin resistance, and it's one of the earliest steps toward type 2 diabetes. Now, here's where it hits you below the belt. Insulin resistance leads to fat gain, especially belly fat. And belly fat does something dangerous. It converts testosterone into estrogen. Let that sink in. That donut isn't just adding inches to your waistline. It's feminizing your hormone profile. And that shift causes decreased libido, weaker erections, slower arousal, lower motivation and confidence. I had a patient, Jim, just 61, who'd always had a sweet tooth. Desserts after dinner, a soda mid-afternoon. Seemed harmless. But then came the belly fat, the fatigue, and a sex drive that dropped off a cliff. When we measured his testosterone, it was in the basement. We cut the sugar, swapped in healthier snacks, and within weeks, his body started bouncing back. He even lost 8 pounds without touching a treadmill. And yes, he got a spark back. So where's sugar hiding? Sodas, energy drinks, and fruit juices. Cookies, cakes, donuts, and muffins. Cereals and granola bars, even the healthy ones. Store-bought sauces, salad dressings, and ketchup. If you want to stay sharp, energized, and sexually active well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond, start treating sugar like the threat it is. Because when sugar goes up, testosterone goes down. And the next food? It's not sweet, it's salty. But it can choke your arteries and leave your most vital organ gasping for blood. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. Now let's take a look at one of the most socially accepted and silently destructive threats to a man's vitality: alcohol, especially beer. I know. You've earned your evening drink. It helps you relax. Maybe it's part of your routine with friends or a way to unwind after dinner. But here's the truth that most men don't hear until it's too late. Regular alcohol use, particularly beer, can slowly and consistently chip away at your testosterone levels, damage your circulation, and lead to full-blown erectile dysfunction. Let's break it down. First, alcohol lowers testosterone. It disrupts the way your body produces and regulates this critical male hormone. And the more you drink, the more that hormonal disruption builds. It doesn't matter if you're drinking beer, wine, or whiskey. The result is the same. Your testosterone pays the price. But beer comes with a special twist. It's brewed with hops, and hops are loaded with phytoestrogens. Yes, that's the same class of plant compounds found in soy, compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. So with every pint, you're not just relaxing, you're slowly tipping the hormonal balance away from manhood. Beer bellies aren't just about calories. They're a visible sign of estrogen dominance and a red flag for reduced testosterone, lower sex drive, and weaker erections. Then there's the circulation issue. Alcohol damages blood vessels. Over time, it hardens arteries and restricts blood flow, especially to areas that rely on strong, responsive circulation, like your penis. That's why so many heavy drinkers struggle with performance issues, even when they're otherwise healthy. I remember one man in particular, Tom, 67. He wasn't what you'd call a heavy drinker, just 2 beers a night every night. But over the years, his libido faded, his erections weakened, and his doctor couldn't figure out why. When we adjusted his alcohol intake and supported his liver and hormone health, the results shocked even him. Within weeks, he felt younger, clearer, and more capable in every sense of the word. Here's the bottom line. Alcohol numbs more than just your mind. It numbs your hormones, your blood vessels, and your sexual potential. And if beer is your drink of choice, the phytoestrogens in those hops might be working against you every single day. So ask yourself, is the buzz worth the burnout? Cutting back, even just a few nights a week, could make all the difference in your energy, your confidence, and your performance. Let's take a moment to bring it all together, because what we've just uncovered isn't just a list of bad foods. It's a wake-up call. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I just don't feel like myself anymore. If you've quietly wondered where your energy, drive, and confidence have gone, the answer might be simpler than you think. It's not just age. It's not just stress. It's what's on your plate. Day after day, many men unknowingly feed their bodies foods that shrink testosterone, clog arteries, numb nerve endings, and slowly suffocate their sexual health. It doesn't happen in one big crash. It happens in tiny, daily compromises. A sugary snack here, a beer to unwind, a protein bar packed with soy, a soothing cup of mint tea before bed. It all adds up, and over time, those little choices start stealing from you. But here's the good news. Just as the decline happens slowly, so does the recovery. And you can recover. You can restore strength, sensation, and intimacy if you stop feeding the problem and start fueling the solution. Your penis is a messenger. And when it's not working the way it used to, it's not just a bedroom issue. It's your body trying to say, something isn't right. Please pay attention. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop masking the symptoms and start addressing the cause? Because if you are, you've already taken the first step just by being here. You've opened your eyes. You've learned the truth. And now, you're equipped to make changes that could transform your energy, confidence, and performance for years to come. If this video opened your eyes, type 1 in the comments. If you didn't find it helpful, I respect that too. Type 0. But either way, I want to hear from you. Tell me where you're watching from. Let's grow this community of strong, wise, and unashamed men who are choosing to live better, not just longer. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to protect your health, your manhood, and your future. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. Take control. Eat smart. Live strong. You've still got a lot of life and love left to give.